Hey y'all, welcome back to Jesus Meets JD. So I just want to start off by apologizing for my long hiatus. I know I'm in law school and it's expected for me to be busy, but I really have been busy with life and law school. And while this video has been on my mind, I feel like I haven't had the right words to really describe exactly what I'm trying to say, but I'm just gonna make it anyway, and I'm trusting God to lead me and to guide me as I do it, and I hope that y'all are blessed in the process. So today's video is gonna be about what pain teaches us as believers. So I personally been through a lot in the last few months, but I've also learned so much, and I thought it'd be useful to make this video about what I've learned about some painful moments that I've been through and that God has been walking with me in the last few months. And so I think one of the first things I learned is that pain teaches you about the idols in your life. And by idols, I mean the things that take your attention away from God, the things that bring you more joy, more happiness, more contentment than God. We tell ourselves, or at least I was telling myself, that like God is enough for me. Like if I have you, Jesus, I'm okay. But when things go awry or when things don't turn out the way you want them to, and you find yourself so upset, so uncomfortable, so just like in so much pain, and you have to come to the realization that in truth, sometimes God isn't the main thing in your life. And you may tell yourself, like, God is the only thing I want, but you may mean God plus all A's, or God plus a relationship, or God plus, the car I want, or God plus living in the city I want. And this time in my life has really allowed me to reflect on things that I have made idols in my life and that I've been leaning on and depending on for my joy and for my happiness. And it's allowed me to confess those things to God and to allow Him to walk with me as I lost some of those things or as things didn't turn out the way I wanted to. And of course, it isn't easy. As humans, as sinners, like we always want, you know, other things, worldly things, or not even just worldly things, but a lot of times like God gets shifted to second place in our lives. And sometimes it takes losing those things and being uncomfortable and being placed in situations where we don't have everything that we need or want to realize that God is the only real thing in life that will fulfill us, that will bring us peace, that will bring us joy. And learning that isn't always easy, but if you invite God into the process to walk with you and lead you, and you're just honest with Him, I know for sure that He will meet you where you are. The second thing that pain allows you to do is reflect on how far you've come, specifically how far you've come in your faith. Bible passage that has really been helping me in the last few months is Romans 5:3, verse 5. We can rejoice too when we run into problems and trials, for we know that they help us develop endurance. And endurance develops strength of character, and character strengthens our confident hope of salvation. And this hope will not lead to disappointment, for we know how dearly God loves us because He has given us the Holy Spirit to fill our hearts with love. So, in the last few months, everything I've been through has really made me reflect on the woman I'm becoming and the woman I am right now. And it's made me see that, like, if I was going through, all of this like a year ago or 2 years ago, I don't know, like, where I will be, where I would be. I don't know how I would be coping, but to see how God has prepared me and built me and just poured so much into me, that I feel even in the midst of everything that's been going on, I can reflect on how much I've grown and how much God has really helped me and has walked with me every step of the way, because the person you're seeing now isn't the person I was a year ago or 2 years ago or even honestly 6 months ago. But it is like reflecting on that and really seeing that and reading some of my old like journal entries or just looking at things I used to do and stuff like that, I can really just see an all around growth and change. And the only person to thank for that is God. Like, it was not by my power, it was not something I did by myself. But I can truly say that I feel like a different person, and I feel almost prepared for the season that I'm walking through. And I can say with all confidence that, when you go through situations like this, it is important for you to take a step back and see where you've been, and not just focus on how difficult things may be right in that moment, but find joy in reflecting in the fact that, if this had happened a while ago, it may have been much harder. And I think that's something that's honestly, kept me going. It's kept a smile on my face, because progress is progress, even if it doesn't look the same way. So the third thing that I've learned during this time is that God is capable of providing comfort and healing to you during this time. And some Bible passages I'm going to refer to are Psalm 34, verse 18. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit. And Matthew 5, verse 4. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. So what things haven't changed magically, or there's not a complete 180 in my life, I can't say that I've been comforted. I have found peace in my situation. I have found contentment in where I am right now in this moment. And I don't always feel like that. And it's not always easy. And it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt, or it's not painful to go through. But I've really been leaning on God to comfort me, to give me peace, to heal the hurt. And he's really done that and so much more. And I can't honestly describe exactly what's changed, because my situation still looks very similar to what it looked like before. But God has been close to me. He has been near to me. He has really been such a friend to me, such a comfort to me. And it gives me reassurance that, no matter what I go through, when I look to Jesus, he will bring help. He will bring comfort. He will bring peace. And I can trust that he will always provide those things for me in the midst of the most difficult situations. So the fourth thing is that pain makes us more like Jesus. And that may not be encouraging to some of you, but the truth of the matter is that Jesus never promised us a very easy life. He never said that in his word ever, but he did say that he has conquered the world. He did say that he would be there for us, and that we can do everything not through our strength, but in him. So everything that I go through, I think of it as a way that God is honing my character, as a way that I can, join Jesus in the suffering that he did, and hone my spirit, hone my character to be more like him. And so I'm going to read from Romans 8, verse 28. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. And people often, me as well, hear this verse and we hear good and we automatically think that good means, our problem being taken away. And it doesn't always mean that. We don't get to define what that good is. God defines what that good is for us, and we have to be open and receptive to hearing what that good is. And the next verse after this, it says, "For God knew his people in advance and chose them to become like his son." And so God works in your pain to help you. He works in your pain to make you more like Jesus, more like his son. And that means that whatever you go through is never in vain. Whatever you go through is never useless. That God will use all things according to his purpose. And I think that's just so important. I remember Paul talking about how I don't know, he doesn't say what the issue is, but he had this issue and he would ask God, please take it away. And God would say, no, because my grace is sufficient and my strength is perfected in your weakness. And I love that, because so many times we think happiness and contentment means walking through no trials whatsoever, but it means relying on God for strength. It means getting through it. It means allowing God to do in your life what you cannot do in your own life. So, in conclusion, in all our pain as believers, we are reminded that we have a God who is faithful, a God who never fails, a God who is working to make us more like His Son. And it may not always look the way you want it to, it may not always look easy, and it may not always be easy, and it may not always be comfortable, but God is always working in your life. And if you hold that faith and you believe Him, and you hold tight to that, He will see you through every situation in your life. And even if that means you have to stay in it for a while and you have to walk through the valley before you get up, that's something that I'm really holding dear to. But thank you so much for watching. Again, I apologize for being gone for so long, but I guess a month and a half. Yeah, I guess that's a pretty long time. So I apologize for being gone for so long. I'm so happy to be back posting again. And if you guys have any comments, please drop them down below. If anybody is walking through anything right now, please drop it down below. I'd love to pray for you, pray with you. I'm trying to be a woman of prayer, y'all. Even if you don't want to say everything explicitly, because I know I didn't get into nitty gritty of what I'm going on, but just know God is walking with me. So yeah, please drop it down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all next time. Thank you so much for tuning in to GS Meets JD. Bye.